Ah, a pleasant evening to you, my dear traveller. How are you today? Good. I'm pleased that fate sees you in good health. I expect you're... Oh, worry not, dear traveller. That is just the men of the quarry testing their emergency siren. I expect they plan on doing some blasting tomorrow. I'm sorry? A story about sirens? Well, I have picked up a few new ones from Salty, so... Oh, you mean emergency sirens? Well, funny you bring that topic up, traveller, for I do have one story in particular. Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then let me begin with the story I have called The Siren. In previous stories, I've spoken about the industrial nature of Sodor, as many of these places, such as the ironworks and the ballast mines, are of a potentially hazardous nature. Safety precautions and drills are put in place to ensure that accidents are averted. Inspections and drills are conducted by the Sodor Island Constabulary, but there is another organisation that conducts safety inspections and drills. This is the Island of Sodor Search and Rescue. Like the SIC, the ISSR utilises a fleet of non-faceless vehicles. The primary members of this fleet are Bell and Flynn, Sodor's two railway fire appliances. Bell is a modified British Rail standard 4NT tank engine with twin water cannons fixed to her tanks. As these are fed primarily from her tanks, Bell initially had to be careful how much water she was able to dispense onto a fire, but the Fat Controller and the Chief Fire Officer were able to overcome this by supplying her with a large water tanker. Like all steam engines, Bell has a whistle, but because she is classed as an emergency vehicle, she also has a bell and a siren which her crew can operate. Flynn is a special kind of fire appliance in his own way. He is an Oshkosh W800 ARFF with both road and flanged rail tyres, meaning he can traverse both road and rail. Like Bell, he also has twin cannons mounted above his cab. One day, Bell and Flynn were relaxing at the search and rescue station when, suddenly, a telex came from the printer in the station officer's office.
Now who needs the fire service? Fire, Crover's Gate, narrow gauge sidings.
Race to there, Bell.
Oh, yes? And how do you get there? Road or rail?
That all depends.
On what?
On whether or not you get a lead on me.
Well, Duncan, you've really done it this time.
Hey, for the record, this wasn't my fault.
Really? You do surprise me!
No, I'm serious. See? Yon truck was giving me lip, so I just gave him a wee tap to shut him up.
A weed? You full-on shunted him into a line of trucks!
A line of trucks, I hasten to add, just so happens to be carrying gunpowder and munitions for the slate quarry.
Has anyone called the fire brigade?
Bill and Flynn are already on their way. In fact, that sounds like them now.
Oh my goodness! Right, stand well back everyone. Leave this to the fire brigade.
Oh, and here was me all ready to toast some marshmallows.
Shut it, Duncan!
Ready, Flynn?
Standing by.
Water on!
Water on!
Flynn, you focus your jets on the gunpowder. I'll focus mine on the nitroglycerin. How's it coming, Flynn?
She's coming under control now, Bell.
That's it. Fire's out. Knock off water. Right now, who's responsible for this? As if I'd had to ask.
I'm telling you, it wasn't my fault.
Never seems to be, is it, Duncan? If it's not shoddy materials or an accident, it was because you were provoked.
Just promise us you'll be more careful, Duncan. Provoked or not, otherwise you might get yourself into serious trouble.
I promise.
Good. That's settled then. Right. Come on, Flynn. Back to the station. We need to top our tanks so we can be ready for the next shout.
Race you back?
We're not on a shout now, Flynn. Joey would blow his safety valve if he heard we are exceeding the speed limit outside of emergency circumstances. And then there's what the chief and the Fat Controller would say.
Good point.
The two firefighters bid farewell to the narrow gauges and headed back to the search and rescue station, where they proceeded to top up their supplies. As they were seeing to their water supplies, Bobby, one of the Sodor Island constabulary's Class 08s, rolled up alongside.
Nice work with the Craven's Gate shout, you two. I was listening in on my radio. I take it was another one of Duncan's accidents.
Right as ever, Bobby. I won't lie, as much as it'd be nice for Duncan to actually learn his lesson and stop creating incidents, if he did, the SMR would probably look at getting shot of Flynn or I.
Let's not start that again, Belle. You know I did nothing but sulk terribly when those 2 railway inspectors told the Fat Controller that. You kept beating me to the shots, and that Sodor only needed 1 fire engine.
I'm sorry, Flynn. That was insensitive of me.
Apology accepted. Besides, I know you didn't mean to deliberately upset me.
Well, it was nice talking to you two, but I suppose I'd best get back on patrol. No knowing what could happen in this job if you take your eye off the ball. See what I mean? Another alarm.
Well, best of luck, Bob. Wait, hold on.
The alarm continued to sound, but then it was joined by another, then another, and another, and another, until the entire island seemed to echo with the sound of bells, hooters, and sirens. Everyone held their ears, but it had minimal effect. The emergency services were quick to respond, but they were just as quickly overwhelmed by the ensuing chaos.
All cars, Sector 2, silent alarm at Swallow's Bank. Z Victor 1, go to Stone's Amusement Arcade. Z Victor 2, go to the Novelty Rock Emporium.
Sodor Island Constabulary, please hold. Sodor Island Constabulary, please hold. 2x2L calling CQ. 2x2L calling CQ Crowan's Gate. Where are you, CQ?
Attention, there's a hold-up in Tidmouth. Kildane's broken out in fights. There's a traffic jam in Vickerstown. Backed up to Brenner Heights. There's a scout troop short a child. Zealand Skies, due at Droll. Car 54, where are you?
Delta Alpha 24, cover the precinct from Stennon Simpsons to Timothy White. Sierra 1 goes to MC Bunny Nappers and awaits further instructions.
Almost as soon as the final alarm bell stopped ringing, another sort of bell began to ring. The bell that belonged to a telephone that sat on the desk of nearly every journalist across the island and the mainland. Almost an hour after the initial incident was over, the media had jumped on the sensational story like a house cat would pounce on a mouse.
Good evening, I'm Tim Tucker. Authorities are still stunned by the bizarre island-wide incident where every alarm system from domestic smoke detectors to nuclear reactor monitors to civil defense sirens decommissioned ages ago were simultaneously set off all across the island. It is so far not known what is the cause of the incident, and experts are currently unable to provide an explanation due to the amount of hysteria caused by this. However, updates will be posted as information becomes available.
Several key industries across Sodor are still currently unable to operate due to the system overload caused by so many alarms going off at the same time. For example, the staff at the bank behind me are currently unable to conduct deposits due to even the branch manager being frozen out of the system by the computer itself.
As for the emergency services, order at Vickerstown Hilltop Hospital has only just been restored. This is a result of staff being forced to respond to patient alarms while simultaneously having to evacuate the hospital as a result of its attack warning alarm going off. Something which hasn't happened since the Cold War.
Rudolph Sawyer, Lord Mayor of Sodor, has called a press conference at Vickerstown Town Hall where he plans to address the people of the island in the hope of reassuring them.
Whilst investigations are ongoing, I appeal to you, my fellow Sudrians, for calm and understanding in these turbulent times. I now open the floor to any questions that you ladies and gentlemen of the press may have.
Bruce Clark, Shining Times. Is it true that the woman you were seen coming out of a London hotel with was, in fact, not your wife?
Well, that is... You see... This press conference is now adjourned. Good day, ladies and gentlemen.
The situation on Sodor was so dire, it even became the prime topic of discussion in Parliament, causing a major stir amongst the various parties of the House.
Order! Order! I will have order in this house! Mrs. Speaker, you will have order when the Home Secretary answers the question regarding the incident that has occurred on the island of Sodor.
Mr. Speaker, I can assure the Honourable Lady that the incident on Sodor has been personally looked into by the Member of Parliament for Sodor, Mr. Michael Carlin, the Minister of Defence, and myself, and I can confidently say this issue is not the result of a computer malfunction.
Then there's no other alternative. The country's under attack, and Sodor is the initial stepping stone.
Order! Order!
The concept of Britain being at war is preposterous. Sodor is off the west coast of Britain, so who could we possibly be under attack from on that front? The Americans? I highly doubt it.
But if it's not a malfunction or a cyber attack by either hackers or a foreign military, what is the cause of every alarm on Sodor going off simultaneously?
That we do not know, but I can assure the House that all avenues will be covered in order to resume order on the island.
Back on the island, the mayor had called an emergency meeting of the Sodor Island Council with strict orders that they were not to be disturbed except for the most urgent of circumstances.
For the love of God, can someone please tell me just what the hell is going on here? I'm getting phone calls from frantic Sudrians wondering if we're being attacked by hackers, vultures journalists eager to get the scoop of the century, and even government ministers who will, no doubt, throw me under the bus the minute they get an opportunity. And all I can say in response to their inquiries is, we're looking into it and expect a result soon.
I pulled everyone I can off, all but the most important cases in order to investigate this. We're no closer to coming up with a solution than we were this morning.
You're honestly saying that out of a force of over 1,500 officers, not even a spotty-faced probationer has come up with even the smallest of a lead?
That's about the gist of it, your lordship. Everyone from Special Branch to the Bobby on the beat is looking into this case, and so far, nothing. We've questioned every suspect on file that could pull off this sort of caper, and out of the 56 that aren't currently inside or have gone totally straight, not a single one is claiming responsibility. Heck, I've even gotten a complaint from Reggie Banger Hardcastle on how he was forced to abandon a nice little safe blowing job on Ballahu due to the alarm going off, and he entered the house through an open window.
Alright, Jeremy, I understand. Just keep doing what you can. Sydney, what's the result of your investigation so far?
We've thoroughly checked every alarm system across the island and not a single one shows any sign of malfunction or tampering.
How are you coping with the call backlog?
I'd like to say that we got it in hand, but truthfully I'd be lying. When the balloon went up, we automatically called in every man we could, and that sent our duty roster into a right nosedive. I've got union representatives across the service complaining that their members' physical and mental welfare have been seriously disrupted. We've got night watchers that are unable to get back to sleep after being knocked up during daytime hours, people on sick that practically had to drag themselves out of bed, and the rest that aren't currently on watch are getting earfuls from their families and spouses about suddenly up and leaving when they promised they'd have the day off. As for the retained crews, well, there's talk of them suing for unnecessary loss of livelihood.
This is unbelievable. This morning I woke up as Lord Mayor of Sodor. Now it feels like I'm the Lord Mayor of Fred Carno's circus. Callie, you're my deputy. Please say you've got something positive to contribute to this meeting, besides the possibility of giving me a large double scotch to soothe this migraine I'm beginning to develop.
I think I might just have what you want, your lordship. Now, we've been working on a theory that if this is a malfunction, that it's been caused by a recent installation or upgrade, correct?
Yes, and as I already said, we've found no trace of that being the cause.
Be patient, Sydney. All will be revealed. So, if the cause of the malfunction isn't a recent installation, perhaps it's the result of a recent uninstallation.
You mean like Jenga? Take one piece out, then the whole thing goes thumbs up?
Exactly. I'll let Jenny explain in more detail. Jen?
Thanks, Callie. This is how it works, boys. Uninstalling something sounds easy enough, but if it requires a signal, there's a possibility that incorrectly removing it could result in a glitch. So, Callie and I went through the planning department and looked up the files of anything recently submitted for uninstallation, and we found just one thing that fitted the criteria of our search parameters.
Behold, Alert Siren Hotel Oscar 32, recently uninstalled at a small quarry on the Arnsdale Railway as a result of the company going bust.
I've had a thorough look of it, and whoever removed it was a total cowboy Egypt. Some of the wires weren't even properly disconnected, just haphazardly cut with a pocket knife or full-on wrenched out of the fittings like they were weeds in a garden.
So what's the solution?
Well, as bizarre as it sounds, as uninstalling HO32 was the cause of the problem, reinstalling it would be the obvious answer.
Wait, you want the council to reinstall some rusty old siren because it's supposedly the cause of a glitch? You can't be serious.
You want to run the risk that what happened tonight might happen again?
No.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm good.
No need to ask me. I'm the one who suggested it.
Then the motion is carried. This Hotel Oscar 32 will be reinstated by order of the council.
And so, almost as soon as the meeting concluded, plans were put into action. The quarry's emergency siren was reinstalled by the Packard Construction Company, acting on authority of the IOSC, much to the confusion of the company owning the quarry. Eventually, both the Sodor Constabulary and Search and Rescue managed to get their backlogs sorted. Under orders of both the Chief Constable and Chief Fire Officer, the respective investigations were concluded as a result of computer systematic malfunction, a conclusion which was also delivered in a statement to the media and Parliament. Late that evening, Mayor Walker sat in his office, staring at a picture of himself standing next to the newly erected siren in the Sudrian Times.
So, you were the cause of it all, eh? And according to Callie and Miss Packard, all I have to do to prevent another similar incident is to ensure you stay right where you are and are kept in pristine condition. Thing is, just how am I going to do that? The quarry management's gone into liquidation, so they won't be keeping up the maintenance. I can't use council funds. Those have been invested into other projects, and I can't possibly ask Sir Charles Topham Hatt or Rupert Cowley. They've already done so much for the community this year. Oh, dearie me. What am I going to do? Lord Mayor's office?
Good evening. Is that the Lord Mayor?
Speaking.
Good evening, Your Lordship. I believe you're currently looking at the estimate for the continuation of the upkeep of the emergency siren at the quarry on the Arnsdale Railway. Am I correct?
How did you do that? Are you from the quarry company, or some other third party involved in this matter?
Let's just say I have my sources. Now, that estimate is rather pricey, wouldn't you agree? Far more than you'll be able to afford on what you currently have in the council treasury.
Again, it would appear your information is very sound.
Now, I have a proposition for you, my lord. My employer is willing to take on the general upkeep of the apparatus, and the council and the general tax-paying populace of Sodor won't have to spend a penny or even lift a finger.
Oh, and just who might be the generous benefactor be then,
My employer would rather keep their name out of these proceedings. They're rather reclusive, shall we say.
I'll have to put this before the council before I can make
Sorry, but this is a one-time offer. Turn it down now, and you won't get another one. And between you and me, my employer can be a bit nasty when they don't get their own way.
Is that a threat?
Call it friendly advice. So, what's it gonna be, Mr. Walker?
Very well. You've got a deal. How soon can your...
Plans are being put into motion as we speak. Lovely doing business with you, Your Lordship.
Oh, I see. Well, goodbye.
To this day, the mayor still does not know the identity of his mysterious caller, or her equally mysterious employer. He did attempt to have the post office trace the number, but was informed by an almost insistent supervisor that the number never existed. The mayor couldn't be sure, but he felt the sense of insistence from the supervisor was almost forced, and as if he was reciting a pre-arranged statement he'd been forced to rehearse until it was word perfect.
For the way the man's eyes darted about made the mayor feel quite uneasy.
There was no more mass activity in the form of multiple alerts across the island, but locals in the Arstel area comment in low voices about the activity up at the old quarry. Twice a month, men and women in phone company overalls in plain vans drive into the quarry and drive back out after an hour. A few small boys claim to have been hiking near the western perimeter when they were suddenly chased off by what looked like an armed soldier and a large dog, but not many people paid attention to this claim as they felt it was merely the boys trying to cash in on the excitement. Whatever the reason, those who were directly involved in the strange incident of the mass alert on Sodor are relieved they no longer have to worry about any more false alarms.
I take it he accepted our offer?
Accepted it? Practically jumped at the offer. Ugh, the old cheapskate.
You're doing some good work, Agent Calico. You've certainly wrapped this one up well enough.
What can I say? One of the perks of being deputy mayor.
And there you have it, my dear traveller. Another wonderful story for you to spread. What's that? This mysterious caller and the mysterious work crews sound like the trademark signature of UNIT. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You can never tell with UNIT. Ah, the clock doth toll the hour and summons me back to my work. Godspeed, my traveller, and if you're thinking of going up to the old quarry to see for yourself, I'd heavily advise against doing so. I've grown quite attached to you.